If you are new to learning web development, to becoming a web developer, but don't know where to start, no worries. In this video, I will show you where to start, where to learn, and how to avoid the biggest mistake that beginners make. So grab a notepad and let's get down to business. So number one, understanding web development first. Now, before you write a single line of code, you need to ask yourself, what is web development? What does web development actually mean? Well, there are two sides to it. We have the front-end web development and we have the back-end web development. Now, the front-end web development has to do with everything that you see physically on the website interface, on the surface of the website. And it has to do with colors, buttons, animations, and every other thing as well. Why the back-end have to do with everything that works behind the scenes, everything that works at the background of that website. And it has to do with databases, API, servers, login, and so on and so on. Now, as a beginner, you need to learn the front-end web development first before going for the back end. Why? Because the front end is the basis of everything that you are going to learn much later if in your journey of learning web development. So we'll move over to number 2, which is basic starting points, which is HTML and CSS code. Now, why start with HTML and CSS? Well, it's because they form the very basic foundation of everything that you see on the internet, everything that you see online. The HTML is like the structure of the website. It's like the skeleton of the website, just like our skeleton is to our own body. Why the CSS is like the design, the fancy designs, the styles, the colors, and everything that you see. It's more like the appearance of the website. Now, why starting with HTML? Try to learn how to build paragraphs, how to build headings, how to build forms, how to build images, and many like that. Why that of CSS? Learn how to design banners, how to design borders, spacings, flexbox, grid, colors, and many of them like that, and many others like that under CSS. So finally, while you are learning these two, practice by building mini projects like a simple blog layout, a login page, a simple web page, and many others like that. And take your time to learn these two very well. I mean the HTML and CSS, because these two form the very basic foundation of everything that you are going to learn much later. Even if it will take you 2 to 3 months, learn it. Just take your time. Don't rush. Learn it very well. Learn it very well. Because every other advanced topics that you are going to learn much later as you are learning web development will be much easier and faster. So we move over to the third one, which is learn JavaScript for interactivity. Now, after learning HTML and CSS, your website needs to come alive. Your website needs to come alive. You need to interact with your website. And this is where JavaScript comes into play. Now, JavaScript makes you interact with your website, more like making clickable buttons, like clicking on web buttons and seeing it responding to you, building drop-down menus. Like when you build a drop-down menu, you input some things into it and it responds back, more like building a working calculator. You build a working calculator on your website and you do some calculations and it gives you an output results, and many others like that. In fact, start with the very fundamentals when you are learning JavaScript, which is the strings, which is loops, which is arrays and variables, functions, and many others like that. Practice with them. This may take about 1 to 2 months, but learn them very well. Learn this JavaScript very well, very well. And if you can carry out some projects on it, like some mini projects on it, like building a calculator, creating a login page, clicking a clickable button, please do so. So let's proceed to number 4. So we move over to number 4, which is learn the back-end basis. Now, if you want to become a full-stack web developer, this is for you. This is for you. Now, there are many back-end programming languages out there, but for simplicity's sake, I would suggest you start with Python first. Start with Python. Why? Because Python is very simple to understand. It's user-friendly. It's beginner-friendly. It's something that you can get along with very well. Now, generally, what back-end will do, particularly Python, it will teach you how websites talk to databases. It will teach you how API works. It will teach you how user accounts, logins, and dashboards, and many others are built. But remember that you must master the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript first before you go into learning backend, particularly Python. So let us move over to number 5. So now here's number 5, which is pick a framework. Pick a framework. Now, once you are done with learning the basics, you have to pick a framework. And a framework is like a toolkit that offers you all the ready-made tools, patterns that will help you build web applications easier and faster. Now, think of it like a building without a framework. You know, you have to buy the bricks, you have to buy the cement, you have to buy the woods, and do everything from scratch. But if you have a framework like walls, foundations already laid, all you need to do is just to design and decorate the rooms. That is all of the building. That is all. So same method applies to web development as well. Once you have a web development framework that you want to work on, it will make your job much easier and faster. And now there are many frameworks. There are many frameworks in web development. We have a good number of them, but the most popular and the simplest are just two. On that of front-end development, we have the React. Yes, we have the React. Now, on the back-end development, we have the Django or Express. So, what I would just advise you is just to learn these two. Learn these two very, very well before proceeding to learn further. Because these two frameworks, which is the React and the Django, are what most companies use nowadays. So learn and master them very, very well. Very, very well. Then maybe during your process of learning, you can use them to build some mini projects just like practice. You can use them to build some mini projects and see how far you go with them. So we proceed to the last, which is saving your work under Git and GitHub. Now, why doing all this, your mini projects and code writing and everything, you need to save them in a very secure place. This is where Git and GitHub come into play. Now, what is GitHub? GitHub is a place where your code lives online. The GitHub, you can operate it from its website or have it installed as an application or software on your computer. So for you to operate this GitHub, you don't need to be an expert. You don't need to be an expert to use GitHub. You just need to learn the basics, which is to learn how to initiate a repo. You need to learn how to commit changes, how to push to GitHub, how to clone repos, and many more like that. And once you're able to do all this very, very well, you are good to go. You are good to go. And this won't take much time. Maybe you can just use about maybe just very few days to 1 week to master this GitHub very, very well. Very, very well. So finally, there you have it. These 6 things that you need to learn first. I mean, a first-hand approach to learning web development as a starter or as a new beginner without wasting time or with no time wasting and no confusion as well. So if you have any questions or you have anything to say, please drop them in the comment section below and I'll be available to respond to them one by one. And I want you to do me this special favor. Click on and like this video and click on the subscribe button. Yes, click on the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that anytime I drop a video just like this one that you have watched, YouTube will send a notification to you. Yes, YouTube will send that notification to you. So till I see you on my next video, bye for now.